Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the second GRIPS Forum this fall. My name is Izumi Ono. I teach international development policy here at the GRIPS, so I will be serving a moderator today. This GRIPS Forum aims at informing policy debates by inviting leaders in various fields, and this is also an accredited course for interested GRIPS students. And today, we are very special, dedicated GRIPS Forum, specifically for you and faculty members and the staff in face-to-face setting here. I am very pleased to invite Ms. Sachiko Nakajima. She is a musician, mathematics researcher, and STEAM educator, serving as a CEO of STEAM Incorporated. Do you know what STEAM means? It stands for science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. A key point here is that combining art, with STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Ms. Nakajima is an exemplary person in this regard. In 1996, she won the gold medal as the first Japanese woman in the International Mathematical Olympiad. At the same time, she's a very well-known jazz pianist and composer. Usually, we tend to think that arts and science and math require totally different talents. In fact, many universities teach these subjects at the different faculties. But Ms. Nakajima shows that the learning A plus STEM collectively is vital because it stimulates each other's creativity to flow out. This is so particularly in the world today where we must be innovative and flexible to adapt to the rapidly changing environment. Furthermore, learning itself is radically changing with technological advance. For this reason, Ms. Nakajima is actively promoting A plus STEM education through such function as a thematic project producer for Expo 2025, Osaka in Japan, and then STEM Girls Ambassador Cabinet Office, researchers at various universities. So today, we will have a precious opportunity to study trends of learning, innovation in the world, and the essence of the learning. So let's welcome Ms. Sachiko Nakajima. The topic of her talk is New Eras, Creativity and STEAM, Reason, Sense, and Play. And then I think she has the also colleague, Ms. Hiroshi Suzuki. Together, they will play piano with saxophone. Then we will have a talking session with Kurosawa sensei, and then we have a free discussion with all of you. So let's welcome Nakajima-san and also Suzuki-san. And the presentation and talk session, the Q&A discussion will be on the record. Thank you.
Hello. Can you hear me? Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We actually played the music called Hikari. Hikari means light. So we actually kind of prayed for the hope of the future, together with Mr. Hiroshi Suzuki, please. With the light. Yeah, so he's a saxophone player, and we sometimes play together with a band called Trio Mathemata. So Trio Mathemata would like to convey the attractive beauty of music and mathematics in the world. So today I feel really, really honored and happy to be here in front of you all, distinguished people at GRIPS. Yeah, thank you so much. So I would like to start my talk, and maybe later another song. But first, sorry. So I think I have 40 minutes in the talk from now. So I would like to talk under this title, New Era's Creativity and STEAM, Reason, Sense, and Play. And as already introduced, I'm Sachiko Nakajima, CEO of STEAM Inc., which I kind of launched in 2017. And also, I'm a jazz pianist, mathematician. I have too many faces maybe right now. So music, mathematics, STEAM educator, and also learned media arts in New York from 2018 to 2020. Yes, and also I'm a mother of 16-year-old daughter. Thank you. And also I'm working now as a thematic project producer at World Expo 2025, Osaka, Kansai, Japan, under the theme Invigorating Lives, which is kind of treats education or learning or play. Yes, so today I would like to talk a little bit about how creativity means in this 21st century and what STEAM means also, as well as the importance of empathy and reason. And also I'm working with Ministry of Education or Ministry of Economy, METI. So I also like to talk a little bit about policy making here in Japan with education and arts. And today I would like to do this talk interactively, although of course maybe I can talk and you cannot talk during my talk, maybe, but I think you can talk also, but you can also put your comments here. I also really like to get to know all of you here, under this chance. So if you cannot, it's totally okay, but if you can, please scan this QR code or maybe in front of yourself and maybe here, now I have 13 people here. After I change my slide, you can put your comment here. So please keep that site open on your smartphone. Maybe I can wait a little bit more. I think there should be more than 13 people here. So if you have any trouble, please let us know. Is it okay? I think you have a paper. Yeah. Okay, so I will continue my talk. So please scan the QR code on your side, and I think you have a paper of that QR code, so please do that. And also after scanning the QR code, I think now I change the slide. So if you succeeded, then you can, something went wrong. Just a moment. So could you please raise your hand if you've already succeeded scanning the QR code? Oh, thank you, some of you. Yeah, thank you so much. If you are having some trouble, please raise your hand. a lot of people are having maybe the connection is bad, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, maybe Wi-Fi is a little bit weak. So if you can use your smartphone network, that could be better. Maybe too many people are accessing to the Wi-Fi at the same time. Okay, sorry. Maybe later I will come back here, and I would ask you to write your self-introduction. So. Maybe I also have some trouble. Okay, so sorry, but maybe I also have some trouble, so maybe later I would try this. Okay. Maybe it's better to start my talk, so again, restart my talk. So I myself am working to kind of passionate to deliver the joy of creation in any field. I know that music is very creative. So today we played the song Hikari, Light, but that song is kind of improvised as well. So the song is there, but also we have some feeling there, and we also feel this atmosphere here, and every time the song is changed. So those kind of senses or atmosphere or empathy, those kind of things is very important. So music is not just a skill, so of course AI can maybe sometimes play the piano better or make some maybe interesting music, but still I think human beings can create some kind of really beautiful, in some way beautiful story or compositions, and that's a really inspiring part. So those kind of creative part in music, or also in mathematics, or in science, or in engineering, those kind of creativity is very interesting and also important, I think. And maybe in the 20th century, many kind of expertise appeared, like even in music field, rock, jazz appeared in the 20th century, and that's a very interesting part of the 20th century. But still, in the 21st century, we are now kind of connecting the dots and recreating the new integrated genres right now. So I think so we feel the mission to deliver this kind of joy toward anyone, maybe of course here and also anyone in the world. So we sometimes say that to democratize creativity or something like that. And here, this is ITP. ITP is a media art department in New York University. So this is a graduate school. I went there from 2018 to 2020, but I really, really, really enjoyed the learning there. So, of course, we learned, for example, AI or AR or coding or those kind of things, but it was so creative, and every time we in a week we make something together with people from India or China or Mexico or all together, and not just skills but also with a very original concepts. We made many things, and it was really fun. So to know something and to create something is kind of mixed, should be mixed, I believe, really. So democratization of creativity and explosion of energy of lives. And I think you already know these kind of things, but so here in the World Economic Forum, it was said that creativity ranked lower than now before. But nowadays, creativity ranking is getting higher and higher. Maybe as you know, AI can learn and grow right now as human beings, but computer can follow the manuals and also can learn something. But human beings sometimes steps over that. So human beings can sometimes connect the dots, even AI cannot imagine right now. So I think creativity is more and more important nowadays. And also another trend here in this 21st century is that boundaries disappearing. So many kinds of immersion is happening. So in the IBM Global C-suite study survey, many CEO or CE something said that industry convergence is a biggest trend nowadays. So even in industries or even in academic field or even in policy making, et cetera, many things are getting emerged and integrated nowadays. So my image, my kind of original, I'm not sure how to say, but my image is something like that. So in the 20th century, many expertise is there, and still we need expertise. Some kind of professionalism is very important now in the 20th century, 21st century as well. But still, you need to sometimes connect things as well. So these kind of vertical line and horizontal lines are both very important. And as you know, internet started in the kind of end of the 20th century, and in the 21st century, many things started. I think many of you know what MOOCs is. Do you know MOOC? What MOOC is? MOOC, M-O-O-C-S. Just two, maybe you know? No? MOOC, so OCW and MOOCs is a kind of free educational resources by the famous universities. So MIT in 2001, MIT started OCW, Open Courseware. And so MIT suddenly announced that they will kind of publish all the classes to the public. So there were internet there. YouTube was not there in the beginning of 21st century, but still MIT announced that all the classes will be on the internet and to the public, and everyone can see that for free. So many people kind of screamed, and many people believed that it would be a tragedy or failure. But actually, as a result, it ended up in a huge success. So many people really thanked MIT because they can learn a lot more through all the public classes. And so even the students who pay a lot of tuitions can learn more, and even the graduates. And also MIT can kind of use that as a marketing tool, so they can find a very excellent people all over the world through those kind of OCW trials. So many other universities started to kind of open their classes. So that's a trend of MOOCs. And also SNS started. Maybe I would like to let you kind of move your body. So I would like to know that who have an experience of using SNS? Can you raise your hand? Only those? Thank you so much. Yeah, and also who ever watched some YouTube videos? Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, and who are using smartphone, iPhone, or iPhone? And how about Android? Okay, thank you so much. And who ever used GitHub? Maybe no? Oh, thank you so much. Oh, many of you know. Thank you. Maybe, how about Google Map? Google Map, yeah, thank you so much. So all these inventions were made in the 21st century. So everything is really rapidly changing. And so maybe in the 20th century, we didn't know anything about it. But people had a great imagination, and after the invention of, I think internet is very important. So after the invention of internet, people really imagined a lot and created many things based on those kind of imaginations. And nowadays, we cannot, maybe many of you cannot live without these kind of things. So many things are being invented and rapidly changing, as said in these grips as well. So this is also the concept I really like by Liz Sanders. Liz Sanders is a famous professor she's famous for co-design idea. So she says that in 1984, design was for people. So it was said that human-centered design. So it was kind of revolutionary idea in that era. So design is for people. So design is not just a skill or something. So it is designed for somebody or for you or for somebody you like or love. But nowadays in 2014, design is getting to be like a design with people, co-design idea. So designers, professional designers, don't design things by themselves only. So designers, together with kind of customers, so they design together. So this is a co-design idea. So design with people. So design is not just a kind of professionalism or something. So this design should be done with people. But she says there's another story in the future. In 2044, design by people. So maybe in the future, designers don't design anymore, maybe. So the customers or anyone can be the designer. So kind of an amateur designer. But of course, professionalism still remains, but they don't design. They will guide or help people design. So anyone can be the designer. And so those who would like to, who have something they would like to design, they have to design by themselves. So design by people, or sometimes collective dreaming, is a concept for her in the future. I really like this idea. And I think this can be said not only in the design area, but also in any area, like education or in mathematics or in art or anything, or maybe policy making. So play with STEAM. Yes, so STEAM is something like the way of learning or the way of living. So it's a very creative one, and so anyone, it's based on the concept or belief that anyone is an artist or anyone is a researcher or scientist or engineer or mathematician or philosophist. Yes, so I think many things are now being changed, and so I think by myself I'm doing too many things, so I have to focus more on something. But still, I think many people would have their name card under their name, not just in an organization or one major. Maybe they will have many faces, but you are yourself. So I think those kind of things would happen. So I think the kind of hurdle of the professionalism is getting lower, but still the world itself is very, very deep. So you can go deeper and deeper, but you can know the authentic concept in the world, even if you don't measure something in those kind of things in the university or something like that. So STEM or STEAM, project-based, inquiry-based, inter-multidisciplinary learning journey over science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. As said, art or arts is very important here in STEAM. And the way of learning or living like researchers, artists, inventors, and entrepreneurs. And ex-President Obama said that through STEM learning, you should not just playing the game, but you should also create the game. Not just downloading the app. You should help design it And not just buying the smartphone, the new one. Please do program it. So you are the one who would shape the future or something like that. So I really love these kind of words. And so here I have a lot of things, but I think you already know a lot about policy making related with STEM or STEAM in the United States or in Asian countries or in Europe. But actually the wave of STEM or STEAM spread very rapidly in the beginning of 21st century. In Japan, not so rapid. And from maybe 2018, STEAM appeared in the document of the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Economy almost at the same time in June. But before that, of course, we know the concept of STEM, but we Japanese people thought that we already know a lot about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, especially in the middle school or elementary school year. So we didn't put so much focus on STEM learning. But STEM means something a little bit different than just a science class or mathematics class in the kind of old style classes. So it was meant to be something like more creative. So after we put A in STEM, so STEAM, we Japanese people really kind of changed our attitude toward STEM or STEAM, and we, Ministry of Education and Economy, started to put some importance on STEAM education. Yes, but so here, maybe it's too wordy, so maybe I shouldn't read this one, but Ministry of Education says that STEAM is something like so interdisciplinary approach to learning or something like that, and it should relate it with some real life problems. And here in this picture, we have a kind of a circulation. So in the center we have waku-waku. Waku-waku, maybe I'm not sure if you can get some sense of waku-waku, but waku-waku is something like a curiosity or playfulness, joy, or interests, or those kind of things. So interest-driven learning, STEAM should focus on the interest or curiosity in the center. So this is kind of, sometimes we Japanese call it waku-waku. And also we have the cycle of knowing and creating, or creating and knowing. I think this is a good model to kind of get the essence of STEAM. So knowing and creating, circulation of knowing and creating with waku-waku in the center. So this is the model Ministry of Economy showed as a STEAM model or something like that. So, I think I have 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes left, so maybe I should kind of hurry up. So I would like to introduce here maybe three very basic philosophy in the educational field. So this is John Dewey. So John Dewey introduced the idea of experiential learning by doing. So we do not learn from experience. So he says that the experiential learning is not something like learning just from experience. Just if you experience something, it's not learning. But if you reflect on something, reflect on your experiences, it will become something like a knowledge. So you learn from reflecting on experience. So, and also he says that failure is instructive. I really like this quote as well. The person who really thinks learns quite as much from his failures as from his successes. And after that, Jean Piaget introduced the idea of constructivism. Constructivism is very similar to experiential learning, but he says that so knowledge is something to reconstruct in yourself or reinvent something in yourself. So knowledge is not something you learn in a passive way. Learning is more like active things. So you have to learn something by, of course, experiencing, but also reconstructing in yourself, something in yourself. And after that, Simon Pippert, he's a mathematician, but he is very well known in many fields, but he also introduced the concept constructionism. So it's simply put, it's like learning by making something. Learning happens through making. So he says that you should do something and make something, then through making you can learn a lot. So this kind of hands-on making or tinkering idea really inspired the world, and people started to use these kind of words in the world in the educational field as well. He also started kind of programming education. So far, before that, programming, engineering, and education was two different things, and it was not connected. But Simon Pippert kind of connected those kind of things, programming and education. He thought that programming is very, very educational tool because they can learn from, so they can kind of tinker with PC, and not just being taught by the teachers, but also they can kind of sometimes teach the computers, and you can play with the computers, and you can make many failures or errors in the computer. So those kind of things is very, very educational. So he thought that programming and education should be connected. So if you learn something, coding, in the manual, I think it's not so educational. If you try something and make many errors, but also reflect on something and try again, those kind of things, then you can learn a lot through those kind of experiences. Computational thinking is also very important, but also empathy is also important. So that's why maybe these kind of five senses or tinkering or like a body are nowadays being thought to be very important even in this computer-based era. So everyone is creative, and creativity is diverse. And in the policy making, I think United States and Asian countries, European countries, many countries' policy making is based on filling the gap. Especially in the United States, especially Obama, ex-President Obama, put a lot of resources in filling the gap, like gender gap, regional gap, racial gap, information gap, all those kind of things. And as for, so this is just one of the topics, but in STEM field, I know that females are really, really still few, especially here in Japan. I'm not sure how many people are coming from which countries here, but in Japan, this is a kind of the reality. And so now we are also working as invigorating females, especially in the STEM world as well. So this is, written in Japanese, but this is a platform called STEM Connector. So we, STEAM Inc. are now working together with Asian foundations and making this platform, STEM Connector, which connects STEM field females in the 30s or 40s, so young career or mid-career female researchers or engineers or mathematicians. So those people get together on the platform and sometimes having the session from the kind of various professional mentors and getting together and know a lot, not just scientific field, but also kind of the life skills or many kind of tips from the seniors. So if you have any interest in this kind of platform called STEM Connector, please let me know. And again, I will go back to mediator, something more. So I really like to know who you are and what you are thinking right now. So I would like to do this, but maybe it's better to do this later. So, okay. Okay, so we, Ministry of Economy launched the online library called STEAM Library in 2020 first. And now 2 years, in a 2.5 years already passed. And so now here you have 150 programs, STEAM programs, and you can access that for free. And some programs are in English as well. So yeah, and also nowadays you can translate Japanese in English automatically. So please first access to STEAM Library. Just search STEAM Library and go to METI site. Then, and we STEAM Inc. also have 8 STEAM program like coding, like this is called playful coding or playful physical computing or playful AI or virtual math museum or mathematics times mathematics and insurance or mathematics and design, music, universal, those kind of things. So, and many other organizations, companies, universities already have many programs there. So you can, like a cookpad, you can access there and use that for free, and you can customize that, freely. And I also would like to deliver some ideas about World Expo. So this is related with World Expo Future Earth School. So we are now starting the project called Future Earth School, Mirai Earth School. So we are now connecting many schools, not only in Japan, but also in the world. So I really would like to connect with you and start some projects all together with some Japanese schools and from kindergarten to universities, but not just that. Sometimes we would like to also connect with senior people or adults as well. We define children as 0 to 120-year-old people, so it's kind of open to anybody. And also we sometimes connect with school with deaf children or blind children, and also, special needs education school as well. So this is something like, those kind of maps of the future Earth schools. And as I don't have enough time, maybe I cannot show enough examples, but these are done by children in many kind of public school or schools in the very far from Tokyo, or special needs education class or those kind of things. And we are always really being astonished by their creativity. So if we kind of deliver some tools to express themselves and also deliver or create some atmosphere or culture to say something freely, then people really start to open their creativity. And we sometimes connect with like mathematics and sports, or technology with sports, and do many things on a project-based ideas. And sorry, I'm skipping a lot, but I also like to show you these kind of things. So sometimes we connect AI or those kind of technology with very beautiful nature. This is Oze. And also we connect with many mentors from university students, but not just university students. Cambodian people actually, they didn't know coding at all before, but they actually took our kind of coding workshop. They are working as a sightseeing fields market. So in the COVID era, they couldn't work a lot, but still they can speak in Japanese and listen and understand Japanese. So that's why they could take those kind of workshop with Japanese school students. And they started to really get absorbed in coding. And they started to make these kind of very, very creative work by computational things like using mathematics and coding. So they started to help Japanese students learn coding as well. So now they are kind of the media artists, and I think they are preparing to open some STEAM school in Cambodia as well. So those kind of things can be done through online systems. So I think that's also another possibility. So everyone is creative. And also we, together with Hiroshi and some other musicians, we also sometimes combine music and design or art, paintings or those kind of things, and also moving or dancing all together, and also use space dynamically to express ourselves. So yes, so we are doing a lot. Yes. And also together with people from Urasenke. Urasenke is a professional tea ceremony masters. And I think to learn is to make something. So learning by making is really, really influential and important. So suddenly we decided to do the project to make the tea room house. So together with children. So that was a very creative project, and we enjoyed a lot. So by making something, you can learn a lot more about culture or traditional things as well. Not just passively enjoying the culture, but also by activity or through making something, you can learn a lot more, I think. Yes. So I think in the last, I would like to convey some ideas about World Expo. So World Expo would start in 2025 in Osaka, and it will last for 6 months, 184 days. And my theme, so the theme is designing future society for our lives. So this is the overall theme. And there are 8 thematic project producers now. Maybe some of you, maybe you know Naomi Kawase or Yoichi Ochiai, or those kind of inspiring people are there, famous people are there. And some are interested in movies, or some are interested in food, or some are interested in insects. And my theme is about education, but it's in an abstract sentence. It's said invigorating lives, and the area is learn, play, art, and sports. Yes, so these are 8 producers. So as I said, we already started some Mirai Earth School project to connect many, many dots in the world to have a co-creative, playful, inclusive society. Yes, so in 2025 also we will have a pavilion, one pavilion. It's called Life Playground Jellyfish Pavilion. So please visit Jellyfish Pavilion, but not just visiting Jellyfish Pavilion, but also before that, please get connected with us and be something a part of the creation of Jellyfish Pavilions. So in the Jellyfish Pavilion, there are some zones that you can use, like a workshop area or invention area or festival area. Of course, something you have to create. So planning is already started, but still there are some available space or chances. So I really like to kind of take this big chance to get connected with many other dots or very beautiful people or regions here, and to democratize creativity in the world. So yes, and also I would like to kind of use the concept of host town, which was used in Olympic and Paralympic. So Olympic and Paralympic, as you know, we couldn't get so many people from all over the world because due to the COVID. But we were planning to connect regions and countries all together through these Olympic and Paralympic. But maybe in the World Expo, we can continue this project toward World Expo to get connected with you in the world. Yes. And so this is an image of Jellyfish Pavilion together with a very great architect called Tetsuo Kobori. We are now making these kind of ideas and also what activities or what something inside. So please join this project as well. And we started the organization called STEAM Band. So STEAM Band is a band for maybe 8 million people. And also we will start a contest called Learning Harmony Contest. It's all written in Japanese, but we like you or your kind of children around you to join this contest. This is a contest for elementary school or kindergarten school children, junior high school or senior people over 65-year-old. So I would like you to join this contest as well. And we would like to connect with many professionals through this contest. Also, next week we will go to Hanazono Expo, which will be held in Higashi Osaka. So in November 5th and 6th, we would go to Higashi Osaka, and Hiro-san is also here, and together with many musicians and people from Urasenke people or Dainippon Insatsu DNP or many our teammates or band members get together there and we will do a lot of workshops together with children, but children includes you also, adults as well. So if you have time, please visit here as well. So we are now doing a lot, but we again would like to talk a little bit more about what creativity or what kind of empathy or senses and logic and reason can get together to create a new world altogether. So this is our ideas, and I know that it's already over 5:30, but is it okay to? Thank you so much. Yeah, maybe with a very short play again, and after that, I really would like to. I'm looking forward to having the panel discussion together. So before that, we would like to play another song. Yeah, thank you so much. So this song is also my original song, and it's called Pray, One Pick, Pray. Yeah, yes.
Nakajima-san and Suzuki-san, such a wonderful, fascinating, the talks and also music. So we want to keep listening, but let's have a talk session together with Kurosawa Sensei. Yeah. So thank you, Suzuki-san. Yeah. Once again, big hand. So Nakajima-san, could you go to the center of the stage? Yeah. Such a wonderful time.
Yeah.
So we'd like to have a talking session together with Ms. Nakajima and also Professor Masako Kurosawa. I think you know Kurosawa Sensei. She is a vice president of GRIPS and also served as acting as the president of the GRIPS until very recently, the end of August. And she also specialized in labor economics and applied econometrics, so very good in that reason.
Yeah.
No? Yes. At the same time, she does a lot of research on the training issues and work-life balances. So she's also very caring, human-centered person. That's why I thought she's the best fit for today's the talking session. So we want to have a kind of few rounds of the comment and discussion, and then later we will invite you to raise hand and maybe come here and to have some interaction with Nakajima-san, because we are sorry we couldn't give you a very good environment for the Wi-Fi, but I hope you can still raise a hand and then have a direct interaction. So, Kurosawa Sensei, maybe would you like to share your thought? Yeah.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for the wonderful music and your talk. It's been such a while since I've last listened to the live music, and that was just so wonderful, and it hit me right here, and I felt like crying, really, and thank you so much. And okay. Just come down and When I was trying to get at what we can learn from today's talk that you've given us, and I think your talk was so deep, and I'm not sure whether I got it, but let me just try. So when I think about the impact of introducing art in STEM, right? So maybe one thing would be something like the most important probably is to induce people's creativity, and encourage participation and cooperation, and then makes the fusion of sort of various disciplines, to invite more interdisciplinary kind of activities, take away all the walls that exist in the different disciplines right now, and to be really creative. But then art means not just creativity, but it's that hitting to our soul, and that makes the biggest impact of introducing art in the STEM. And am I right about that? Sorry. You have that.
Yes, it is right, I think. And so in every field, I think, we talked a little bit before this session, and I really agree that we need empathy in the policy making, you said. And so yes, so we are not just kind of robots controlled by just a reason or something like that. So we, of course, need reason, because we sometimes can be biased by the senses sometimes. So I think we need reason to free yourself, but also you have to, use your senses, and also art means something that hits your heart or so I think that's very, very important part.
Thanks. And all of you, most of you are policymakers in your various countries, in the various fields, and we might think that in policy making, what is empathy got to do with it? But when you think about it, whenever we enact certain policy, it affects people's lives. And at the end of the day, we have to decide what to do, and whether we should or shouldn't, how much and to what degree. And when we think about those things, obviously there are all sorts of positive, things that we have to take into account. But I think it's, increasingly nowadays, especially in this world of, autocratic kind of, movement going on, I think it is very important to think about empathy and to really think what our policy would have, what kind of impact that would have on people's lives and their happiness and their joys. And at the end of the day, though, you might think, well, economics has nothing to do with that, but it is really. Yeah, we deal with happiness, people's lives. So, and then on top of that, I think GRIPS is a good place to talk about that, because we are interdisciplinary, very much so. And we focus on policy, but then we are interdisciplinary. So in that sense, I thought that there are lots of takeaways that we can all have from her talk today. And yeah,
I also think that because that empathy is so important, as Kurosawa-sensei said, because we think about how to make policy, try to understand that kind of the problem. But I think it has to be really touch the people's mind, and they have to be accepted, and also have to have a kind of movement in action, put into action. That really means that we have to co-create together. So that's very important. Can I ask a very simple question? Because I'm not so talented as Nakajima-san, so I was so amazed that how you got like a mathematician, and then that the musician, educator, and also you said that you were kind of the mother of 16 years old, that lady, so girl. And how, because to focus on each subject itself requires lots of attention and thinking. And how you first of all spare time in transcending those boundaries by yourself, and then try to create something together with the people. How do you manage those things, also mentally and also physically? Because I'm an ordinary person. I'm just amazed. How have you been so far? Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So I'm not sure if I'm succeeding in doing everything, because I know that I can spend whole my life in music only or in mathematics only, and I know that, and there's a very, very deep world behind that. So, but still, I myself just follow my kind of heart. Yeah. So when I feel interested, there's something in that field. So I just follow my heart, and also I know the power of a team. So I know that of course, you can play the piano solo, but also it's very, very playful to play together in the band, and so you can create the band by yourself and create the world all together with those kind of team members. It's also like an organization, I think, or a government. So I know the power of team right now. So before, when I was focusing on mathematics, it was more like a solo play, and it was fun as well. But still, it's my world. It was my world. But now I'm kind of enjoying those kind of team play. So I cannot do everything by myself, but I can kind of I know many people, many great persons around me, and if you have a similar visions or a philosophy, and then we can kind of cooperate, and so that's. So you must be so capable. Yeah, maybe I think I will invite you to raise a hand and then come up here. But maybe if you're thinking, let's ask Kurosawa-sensei, because you are also because you do a lot of education and training. How can we offer that kind of educational space? Because I think I think teacher have to change also, I think, in order to provide that kind of space. Don't you think so?
I think both of you. Yeah. And then please raise your hand, and I will invite you to come. Yep. Anybody who to take? Yeah. Okay. So, one person, one few more. Okay. So could you please come here? Yeah. So that your face can be shown. Yeah. And then, you can speak.
Okay.
Please tell your name and for country. Yeah.
Yes. Hello, professors and Miss Sachiko. It was really a pleasure hear you playing. My name is Luis Sher. I am from Paraguay, and I come from a country where education it's really poor and a necessity. We don't have a very developed programs in education, and actually in most of the country is a privilege. So far that to access to good education, not even higher education, the only resource is practically private education. My question would be, which were or could be the challenges to merge the topics that the programs team has, the science and the art, for reaching the students so they can manage to do both. Sometimes, personally, I don't have talent for music, but would love to participate in a program like that. And again, what would be the challenge to solve, and the challenge to reach as much as possible in a country for a program like this?
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Yeah. So actually in September we had a workshop, October, we had a workshop of mathematics with Dominican Republic people. So we actually targeted teacher candidates in the universities. So maybe about 25 or so teacher candidate university students get together through online. Of course, we have a time difference of 13 hours or so, but they joined that in the evening, night, maybe around 7 o'clock or so. And so we, of course, if we go there, it costs a lot. But even through online, sometimes we can do those kind of workshops all together, and we can learn from both sides. So it's kind of an experimental workshop, but we believe that mathematics is kind of something, the world of discoveries. So through online tools, sometimes we can convey the joy of discoveries in the mathematics, or creation of a mathematics, creative word in the mathematics. So maybe sometimes we can do those kind of online sessions all together. So like in Cambodian cases, sometimes they grew so much, maybe more rapidly than Japanese people. And now Cambodian people are now teaching or educating Japanese people. And so those kind of interactions could be made through online system. So I think that's important. Also, I think policy making is very, very important. So yes, I think, I know that private school can do something very creative, but also as far as public school, if government decides to spend this money to or even in Japan, maybe policymaking means really a lot in educational field, and we were kind of late in applying, implementing programming or those kind of things in Japan. But still, it has a very huge influence in general people, especially those who are not in a very rich family or something. So let's do something together, maybe. Yeah.
He said that because maybe in some country, educational environment may not be good, but I think Nakajima-san saying that still, because you said everybody is creative, so creativity is diverse. So by using your methodologies, you can kind of maybe provide the thing together, and then invite good ideas, and then Like, do you think so? Yeah. So everywhere that is possible.
Yeah, I think so.
I see. Okay, so please invite her to your country. Okay, so yes, could you? And then we still have maybe few persons. If you want have questions, please raise your hand. Okay, please come here. Yeah, three people. Yeah, and you can wait here. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. My name is Laude Buziali. I am from Indonesia. Talking about artificial intelligence that you have mentioned before, the world will never forget the historical moment when AlphaGo, artificial intelligence, defeat the world chess Go champions from Korea. Okay, it's kind of popular in YouTube. When AI defeat world chess champion, Go chess, right? The key points in these historical moments that to beat a world champion, you need critical thinking to create a new strategy, problem-solving thinking to face some difficult situation during the game, and also creativity itself. My question is, when artificial intelligence comes to this level in various fields like government, economic, architect, then how we defend our position? Today, artificial intelligence can defeat world champion. In the future, not only in chess, but also in government, politics, economic, architect, engineer. My question, how we defend ourselves? Because I'm sorry, if we depend our future with something like empathy, in the future, maybe artificial intelligence can create strategic or maybe specific policies that help human race overcome poverty, inequality, and so many problems in this world. When it comes, maybe most of people will think that artificial intelligence has empathy too, like us. Thank you.
Then may I also invite you to speak? Yeah, and then I think Nakajima-san will answer. Yeah.
Thank you so much. After getting this lecture, it is my gut feeling that in the modern era, and the time is changing very rapidly, and there are newer concepts. We came across. My name is Majid Abbas. I am from Pakistan. So I was talking about that in this era, in this age, we came across a number of new inventions, number of new concepts every day. And the people at large in this world are getting more confused, and they are not getting the opportunities to have a pace with the world. Especially I take example of South Asian countries, especially India and Pakistan and the associated country in that region. They have almost 30% of population of the world. But the problem they are facing to feed themselves 2 square meal a day. But the concepts of developed world are growing day by day, and the developed countries and developing countries are communicating on this very new concepts, but they cannot feed their people. And how can your concept, this team concept, can create good thing for them? I think it's my suggestion or gut feeling that it is, I think, very beneficial that your forum may be connected with the institutions in different countries so that they can transcend your concepts or can help people to connect with you. This is my only suggestion. What do you think? It is okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. My name is Go Antradayu from Indonesia. And based on your presentation, Nakajima-san, you have a perspective to put forward a participatory process in learning and hands-on experience. But back in 2020, COVID-19 pandemic totally changing the game. Online platform has been introduced and reached more people in quantity, but in my opinion, not in quality. However, this online learning diminished the hands-on experience thing, and less engaged with the participants or the student. So through this question, I would like to know your perspective on that and how maybe your idea to overcome this challenge in the future, where the online training or online learning will be like one of the options for us to learn something. I think that's it. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Okay, so maybe we will. This is the end of the question. So let's invite Nakajima-san.
Yeah.
I think first question about the AI and how can we defend ourselves. Yeah.
Human beings. Yeah, thank you for very, very great questions, all of you. Yeah, so first question is also very important one. And but even if AI won the chess top player, I don't think human beings stop playing chess. So even if AI can, or maybe big robot can defeat us in the sports, we don't maybe stop playing that sports, or even like a piano or saxophone. We know the joy by ourselves to do something by ourselves. So I think those kind of feelings or joy can remain. And so, of course, I think AI, maybe in 100 years or so, maybe AI would have, we cannot define the feeling or senses, but still maybe AI can feel something, or AI could have some empathy. And I think that's a beautiful story, I think. But still, human beings can remain, can kind of continue to have those kind of joy or disappointments or sorrow or, those kind of feelings we have right now is still important in the future, I think. So unless we don't stop thinking or stop feeling, or we human beings can kind of coexist with AI. And I think AI is something like insects or another human beings, or we sometimes use gestures when we communicate with deaf people, but still we can, of course, enjoy our conversations. And of course, now I'm using English, and so this is another language we use. But with AI, we sometimes use computational thinking or computational languages. But so this is, I think AI is another existences. So we have to learn how to coexist and not just relying on AI and just believing or AI. I think AI is very similar to human beings. So if you fail to grow AI, sometimes AI could be very self-centered or, and or also couldn't be wise enough. Wise is also difficult to define, but still, so I think we can just kind of enjoy the coexistence of AI, and also we have to believe in our senses or joys or those kind of things as well. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm answering to your questions, but yeah, these are something I'm feeling right now. I love music and mathematics, so, and also human beings. So yeah, even if AI could grow a lot more, I cannot stop doing that. So yeah.
I think second question is that maybe by utilizing your STEAM concept and how to maybe spread by maybe institutional kind of tied up and linking and what you think about, sharing your concept widely, not only maybe in Japan, but also, other countries,
Yeah, thank you so much. I think you already gave us some hints, like so the connection of all over the connecting organizations all over the world. I think GRIPS is doing those kind of things, projects. Yeah. So here, I think it's a very great learning place. You can learn a lot from different cultures or those kind of things. And sometimes maybe not just learning from here, but also you can start something, collaborations all together with you or something like that. So those kind of trial or experiments can be done by yourselves, and I think that's important. So nowadays things are rapidly changing and you cannot just follow the manual. So that means you have to try something and you have to try to connect different points. So I think those kind of things can answer to your questions. And I know that sometimes when I learn, I can learn a lot from blind people or from people in a very far isolated island, or they know a lot more about the oceans or a lot of things. And so we can learn together interactively, and that's a very important part. Yes.
Maybe the final question is that how, for example, is there any online the education training and then hands-on, that the process which promote co-creation. So is there any dilemma or trade-off? How can we make it both?
I think that there are a lot of possibilities on online education because we couldn't. So even before COVID, I actually had a online meeting with Japan because I was in New York, and I sometimes go back and forth with Japan, but we could have some meeting all together, and that means that I could continue my project here in Japan, but also I could learn a lot of new things in New York. So I think there are a lot of possibilities, and even those who are always in a hospital or who cannot go out of the houses can also take part in the learning. So I think online learning means a lot for us. But also, I know I really like the live performance or hands-on things or meeting with people physically. And I know that online conference system can convey the so they are using Fourier transform or something and convey the very restricted area like waves. I'm not sure. Anyway, so those kind of visual and audio information are conveyed, but still we cannot get the sense of atmosphere or waves or sense of touching or those kind of things through online systems. So we have to be careful. Sometimes we just feel really isolated, even if we are connected with online. So we have to be careful. And so sometimes we did the workshop of slime or musical things through online and also we sometimes use music to use their body or those kind of things. And yes, so but we have a live something here and here. So we have to believe that and we have to remember that, and so that we can kind of use our imagination to feel those kind of physical things or something like that. So, but but still, online means a lot, I think. So, COVID, of course, due to COVID, maybe many people got damaged, and many people, So I know that there are many kinds of tragedy in the world, but still, after COVID, we know that we could be connected through online sometimes, even if we are isolated or we cannot go out of the houses or we cannot have the strong mind to maybe like going to school, or even if we don't have any money to do that, we can sometimes get connected. So that's kind of one of the hope, through COVID, I think.
So, if you have a final impression, I think.
No, I thought that was really, really wonderful. I mean, over here at GRIPS too, during the COVID, we had to resort to everything, doing the education online, and obviously they are a great addition, but it can never substitute. They're different things, so I think the best is to look for the best mix.
Because she is very good at that by utilizing those kind of that distance communication in the lectures and
not really.
So it was really try to be creative under the difficult circumstances.
Thank you very much. But but we should be creative all the time. To improve and build back better, right? Always. Thank you so much.
言いたいこととかあれば。Final words?
Again, really, really thank you so much. It was my really honor. I feel really honored and happy. And I would like to really kind of get connected with you. And I have a big project in World Expo. So that's a kind of big one. And I really like to connect with the world using those kind of chances. So please, let's start something. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So this is the beginning of connecting with Nakajima-san's world. So thank you. So let me end today's session. So thank you so much. I hope you really had a wonderful, enjoyable, and also very rich moment together with Nakajima-san and also Kurosawa-sensei. So now I think we know why A plus STEM is so vital. And now maybe I think we have learned a lot what to learn and also how to learn to create the democratic society through creativity. And I really like her words, everyone is creative. That gives each of us has a kind of the confidence, and also everyone, creativity is diverse. So that are very, very important things. And also I felt like it is our responsibility, also the maybe faculty member, including me, how to maybe encourage so creative learning. I think she tried to introduce very good methodology of directly interacting with you, and also the way she communicates with everybody is really wonderful. So I think to really for the GRIPS, I think it is a very important place for everybody here to think together, share the problem, and then maybe shape the future. But also, I feel like we have to keep learning a lot. So thank you so much for giving these valuable opportunities. So I think please everybody join us to give a big hands to Nakajima-san and also Suzuki-san for the wonderful occasion. So this is the kind of beginning of working together with Nakajima-san's world. So thank you so much, everything.